Our Eagles head coach Nick Sirianni said Jalen Hurts did everything he could to play against the Cowboys, but that shoulder sprain will keep him on the sidelines, giving way to Gardner Minshew getting his first start of the season. 13-1, the Eagles are playing for the division title and the top seed in the NFC. Now, Minshew started 2 games last season, going 1-1 in that stretch, including a loss to the Cowboys in the final week of the season. But in those 2 games, 4 touchdowns and 1 interception. Gardner Minshew certainly serviceable. Now, the bulk of the NFL schedule playing on Saturday in Week 16. To get to some of those picks, let's bring back Ryan Harris. Ryan, Eagles and Cowboys. This game had enough intrigue with 2 playoff teams squaring off, but now we get Gardner Minshew in at QB for Philly. Can he, or should I say will he, be able to go into Jerry's world and pick up win number 14 for the Eagles?
Yes, he will. He's got a beard. He's in the holiday festive mood. Gardner Minshew also has the respect of his fellow players. I don't know if many got to see, but his fellow players were actually taking part in the media scrum outside his locker, asking if he can bring the playoff mustache back. I mean, anytime you get a guy who has opportunity to perform like this in the locker room, on the big stage, guys love it on the team. So they're going to be behind Gardner Minshew. And the Cowboys are coming off of a brutal loss to the Jaguars, multiple penalties, stalled out in key situations, and defensively unable to make big plays. The Cowboys are a distracted team, and the Eagles, well, they're behind their man Minshew to keep going towards the dominating playoff run they are on.
Yeah, and even though they're sitting at 13-1, a win this week clinches that NFC East division for them. So certainly still plenty of motivating factors, even though they're well on their way to the playoffs. Meantime, Patriots have one of the toughest roads to close out the year. They got the Bengals, the Dolphins, the Bills in that order. Does New England recover from one of the worst plays we've ever seen to end a game? They're 3-point dogs at home to Joe Burrow and the Bengals.
They do not get it back on track against the Bengals, the hottest team in the NFL, my favorite team in the AFC. I believe the Bengals will be in the Super Bowl again. And the Patriots have multiple starters that were limited in practice yesterday. They're banged up, they're bruised, and the morale is gone in that building. I know a lot of the coaches in that building at the Patriots, that style of coaching, they were tearing down those players all week. Not enough time to build them up with the injuries. Give me the Bengals here in this one.
It seemed like the Jets and the Patriots held on as long as they could, but those two fading fast. Meantime, Seattle trying to keep their own playoff hopes afloat. 7-7 right now, 10-point underdogs at Kansas City. We were talking in the break about temperatures. It's going to be in the teens there in KC this weekend. Chiefs 5-1 at home. Can they at least stay red hot at Arrowhead?
Absolutely, they will stay hot, and it's something where what will matter most is how the Chiefs decide to win the game. Listen, the Seahawks have put together as much as they can for the season. Geno Smith was even in early MVP talks, but the defense is as much of a liability as the offense without a run game. These guys can't win against the Chiefs. So for the Chiefs, are they going to get better at running the football, get better at the quick passing game? I played with Andy Reid at the Chiefs, and one of the things that he loves to do in these games is to give other players confidence and to find another way to win, to give the team confidence, especially offensively, on how they can do things to open the playbook going into the playoffs. So give me the Chiefs here.
What's going on with the Seahawks? Because after the way they started the season, just 1-4 in their last 5 games?
Well, Mike, part of it's been Kenneth Walker III was injured, just got back. But Geno Smith has just time and time again gotten to big moments in games halfway through the season and has really failed. Also, the defense is the worst defense that I've ever seen under a Pete Carroll team. I don't know how he missed that. They're not physical. They don't make plays. I mean, it's just very, very different from the historical defenses of Pete Carroll there at the Seahawks. But make no mistake, they need a playmaker at quarterback, and Geno Smith has done enough, but did not continue to progress as the season went on. That's really hurt the Seahawks this year.
He's been one of the stories of the year in the NFL. Let's see if he can maybe keep writing there. All right, the Vikings pulled off a 33-point comeback last week. Will they need another miracle to get by the Giants? Minnesota 4-point favorites at home in Minnie.
They will need a miracle, but the Vikings, go against them at your peril. I mean, I'm a St. Paul native, so I'll admit I'm biased a little bit. And after you win a game like that, if you're the Vikings, scoring over 30 points and a half, you're not going to be patient anymore. You want to dominate and dominate early. Now everybody understands they have to make some plays. I think they will beat the Giants. I think it'll be closer than people think because the Giants are scrapping. They're still in the playoff hunt as it is. They need to win a game these next 2 weeks if they have a shot at the playoffs. But for the Vikings, it has to be a better defensive performance. Soft zone coverage has ruined and made many games that should have been won easily by an offense who's one of the best in the NFL. I still like the Vikings at home in the U.S. Bank Stadium. They call it the bank back home, too, and it is loud. Fake snow in Minnesota, Mike. Can you believe it?
I can believe it. I mean, I don't know what that looks like down here in South Florida, but the bank will see Minnesota is, in fact, money here towards the end of the season. All right, Dan Campbell and the Lions, probably one of my favorite stories this season, winning 6 of their last 7 games to get back to 500, and they've got a bullseye set on the playoffs. Is the schedule now rewarding them this week when they visit the Panthers?
Absolutely. Best story, you're right, Mike, in the NFL right now. Somehow Detroit, America's team, Dan Campbell has these guys playing well. I like the Lions here. Do not sleep on the Panthers, though. Steve Wilks should be commended on the amazing job he's done to keep the Panthers competitive. But these Lions, with Pro Bowl snub Jared Goff at quarterback, yeah, I said it, Mike, they're going to win this game. They're going to continue to bite kneecaps on the way to the playoffs, as Dan Campbell once said he would do. Give me the Lions here and the best story in the NFL.
You know, you rarely get the "we're going to bite kneecaps" line and then have someone deliver on it. But Ryan Harris, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Hey, if you need your daily fix of NFL news, look no further than that Pick Six podcast with Will Brinson and company. Check out the latest episode. He's got Ryan Wilson, John Breach on there. They're recapping last night's Jags win over the Jets.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.